The new school allows you to really explore yourself and your creative self. I would encourage folks to see how some of the things that they're learning could apply outside, or how they could create things that could live in the real world. I work as a design consultant, and I help businesses from large Fortune 500 organizations to young budding startups. At South by, I was doing a talk on inclusive design. I was talking about India's unified payment interface, which has transformed how an entire country transacts. There are around 12 billion digital transactions every month that are happening in a country where 10 years ago, only 20% of people had bank accounts. The transformation is phenomenal. It's human-centric, it's design-led. I wanted to urge designers to recognize the impact that they can have and the ability to create real change.
I gave a talk at South by Southwest called Potty Talk, Design in the Post-Binary, and it's about the evolution that we're going through with toilet and bathroom design. While we go ahead and redesign the bathrooms to be more inclusive, we could be also simultaneously redesigning bathrooms to be more environmentally sensitive or even environmentally profitable. I've basically always been interested in how we got to this place where we allow bathroom design to limit people from using a facility when it's such a natural part of our human experience.
The workshop I co-hosted here at South by Southwest is actually about how data can inform design and then ultimately build. So when you think of the retail environment, rather than designing just to design, the idea is that everything should be backed in consumer insights, and so that your brand story and your brand environment is actually curated to your consumer. Interestingly enough, when I did my thesis at Parsons, one of the sources I used was my employer's book. She released a book about pop-up retail, and that was what my thesis was all about. And it felt for the first time that I was reading someone who was literally downloading my brain and my actual thoughts. And I thought, how incredible would it be if I could ever partner with this person and work with this person and cultivate things together. So I actually contacted her after I did my thesis and after I graduated from Parsons, and the rest is history.
I studied psychology at the New School, and I learned a lot about social research. As the years unfolded after I went to school, digital design started to actually have space in it for the same type of psychological studies that I had studied at the New School, of observing people in their natural habitat doing something without instruction. And I used that to become a design researcher. I'm a digital and physical designer, and I especially focus on the crossover points between the two.
Some of the key takeaways from my time at the New School were really this ability to think more holistically about problems. I think it was an amalgamation of a lot of the different things that we learned. We learned business models, and then we learned about managing creative teams or user research. And I think that has been a big differentiator in the work that I ultimately ended up doing and the places that I was at, because it wasn't just about being able to design a great screen or being able to look at something narrowly, but really bring a systems perspective to the problems that we were facing.
My time at Parsons was incredibly impressionable for a multitude of reasons. No one came from the same background, so it was really incredible to have this kind of diverse playground of the minds where how I interpret something was not how my colleague interpreted. And when we came together, especially for our final group project, it was really dynamic because of the collective. When you embark on extending your education, the best gift you can give yourself is that your perspective has changed.
The classes I took at the New School were so interesting and hyper-focused on topics and subject matter that were completely unique. These classes that focused on specific ways of observing your surroundings completely impacted the way that I operate.
I know I wouldn't be in my career where I am and at the level I am if I hadn't gone to Parsons. What you get from this program is what you put into it. lean in with your passion, stick to who you are, but also be willing to adapt based on everything around you.
Getting a degree from a school that makes you feel informed, capable to take on information, and really comprehend critical thinking is the most important thing and is the reason to go to school.